Hello and welcome to Now Spinning Magazine with me, Phil Aston, and...
me, Sue Aston. Back by popular demand.
Indeed. For the second instalment, the second episode of...
Cool Classics.
Cool Classics, episode 2. Thank you, everyone, for your very positive feedback on episode 1 of Cool Classics. And thank you also for your great feedback on She Rocks. We've got another episode of that coming up, looking at Stevie Nicks very soon. But this is all about Cool Classics. And what have we got for this second episode, Sue?
Wow.
What do we have?
There's a bit of a theme going on for this one, and it is big, beautiful melodies. Weren't expecting that, were you?
I wasn't expecting those kind of words, actually.
No, well, there you are.
Melodies, those sounds like cute little songs with acoustic guitars, but this isn't. These are huge
symphonic works, darling.
They are, yes.
Now, I've chosen 3 of my favourite pieces, indeed, available on various formats, and they were all composed around the same time, which was early on in the 1900s.
Can I interrupt?
Please do.
Are these, because I know these are some of your favourite symphonic works, but these are also would make really good gateway albums. That's obviously albums to people who are classical curious into thinking, is this, will I like, is this a gateway into classical music? I would say...
Having tried them on you.
Yes.
Musical guinea pig. Yeah.
Having experimented on my good self, it works.
And it didn't hurt, did it?
It didn't hurt at all. No, it didn't. It didn't hurt. I'm still here.
You're still here.
Right, what is first?
Well, we're going to start off with Rachmaninov Second Symphony. Now, I think most people know Rachmaninov by the famous piano concerto, but I don't go down the obvious routes, as you know. So we have... Would you like to hold it up, Phil? You're an expert in this department. Rachmaninov Second Symphony, and we have this version by Vladimir Ashkenazy and the Concerto Orchestra. But you're glad you're not saying any of those.
Yeah. Those of you who watch my videos on a regular basis know that my pronunciations can be way off beam, and I would have no chance here. I have to say, this is obviously, smiling was optional, wasn't it? So for many of these musicians.
Indeed, yes. Yeah. Indeed, yes. I've got this particular album because it also features Rachmaninoff's symphonic dances, which is also beautiful. So as well as the Second Symphony, symphonic dances are also one of my favourite Rachmaninoff works. So Rachmaninoff composed the Second Symphony in 1907, and I can quite honestly say there are more melodies in this particular symphony than in the entire history of music. I know that's a sweeping statement, but you've heard it, haven't you?
Obviously I have. I've played it a few times. I found it, and this is a serious question here. I wonder if other people who listen to classical music think the same way sometimes, is that I found it emotionally almost overwhelming in places. There's no words, so those of us who come through, rock music and songs and lyrical stories and, that kind of thing, this is a cinematic storytelling just through imagination.
Absolutely.
But I found this particular piece really, really, really uplifting and moving. There were kind of moments of melancholy and stuff, but I found it because it was on at one point when I was working on the computer, and I found at one point I couldn't do any more work on the computer because
it's too much,
because the music was actually pulling me away from the keyboard. Does that make sense?
Yeah, sometimes when I'm driving I can't listen to music at all just because it's too distracting.
That's
Once
scary.
I start sorry about that. No, but sometimes when something comes on in the car, I'm like, I can't even speak. I'm like almost like living the entire piece of music until it finishes. It's all a bit intense, but The melodies in this are absolutely beautiful. I first heard this symphony probably when I was a teenager, and I used to listen to concerts on the radio, and I heard it conducted by Eugene Ormandy and the Philadelphia Orchestra, and it was absolutely breathtaking. Similarly, the symphonic dances, it's like a shortened version, equally beautiful and very lyrical, and I heard Simon Rattle conducting that particular work. But yes.
So this is Rachmaninoff Symphony No. 2.
It is, yes.
I think you'll love it if you're into kind of really dramatic. Has it been used in any film?
Well, you feel as though it has, don't you?
But has it or not?
I don't know. I think the Piano Concerto No. 2 has been used in, was it Brief Encounter or something like that? A black and white weepy film. So it's that kind of vibe, hasn't it?
It's really emotional, right? And I think because of music like this it's extended. Those of us who come at this from like a rock or prog perspective always think long tracks and whatever, but in the classical world pieces of music are extended anyway, so you can go through a whole range of emotions and feels and instrumentation.
Amazing. So what's great about this particular copy is that it's got all of the symphonies on, symphonic dances, the bells, and the Isle of the Dead, which is also very spooky as well. Beautiful melodies.
This is a recent acquisition, isn't it?
It is, yes.
So it's available to get quite easily.
Yes, it is.
Because sometimes it'll be quite easy to hold up some things from the classical world and find out
the dim and distant
past that it hasn't been in print for about 40 years.
But you can buy it on Amazon for £500.
But this is available now.
Yeah, but also check out Eugene Ormandy and the Philadelphia Orchestra, and also Simon Rattle conducting the Rachmaninoff Symphony and symphonic dances.
And it depends where you are geographically, but if you're in the UK, then Simon Rattle, many of you are going, oh yes, the other dude from Philadelphia.
Yes.
He's well known, isn't he?
He is very well known.
So American viewers will be going, oh yes. So,
let us know in the comments.
Yes, let us know in the comments. Okay,
right
so
then,
what's
moving
next?
swiftly on from Rachmaninoff, we have one of my most favourite violin concertos ever, and it's the Elgar Violin Concerto, which was composed in 1909, so 2 years after the Rachmaninoff Second Symphony. I've always felt that the Violin Concerto by Elgar surpasses the very famous Cello Concerto. Again, a little bit controversial, but I've always just found it far more moving. I don't know why. I think Jacqueline Dupre probably made the Cello Concerto very famous. That's probably maybe something to do with it. But the Violin Concerto is hugely epic and amazingly beautiful. Apparently Elgar tried to write, he played the violin himself, and he tried to write a violin concerto earlier on and then just destroyed it in a fit of pique, probably. So interesting.
Well, this one and the next one were actually, we had quite a few comments, people asking if we were going to feature this one and the next one, because I think, and this one also features Nigel Kennedy.
Oh, it does, yes. So this is a piece of music that I used to listen to with my dad. We used to sit in the car listening to, I think he, again, must have taped a concert. And we actually listened to Ida Haendel playing it. That was my first memory. But as a teenager, the first recording I ever bought, have you picked them up? Is this version. The first time Nigel Kennedy recorded it with the London Philharmonic Orchestra and Vernon Handley, so a very British interpretation of it. And then came along Nigel Kennedy again, playing it with one of my other favourites, Simon Rattle and the CBSO. How could you not want to listen to that? Another beautiful recording of it. I think the
Which one?
Well,
Which
I
one?
can't choose. I think well, you see, that was my first one, which I'm very fond of, very pastoral, very British. But this one, I think because he's with the CBSO, the City of Birmingham Symphony Orchestra, and Nigel Kennedy, growing up in Solihull, where we grew up, there's a bit of Brummy swagger in there. I feel as though it's a little bit more spirited. And when Nigel Kennedy plays, because I've seen him play quite a lot in concerts, he actually stamps his foot. Did you know that?
I didn't know
Have
that.
you ever seen him do it?
Well, not
he really,
in a concerto.
Yeah,
No.
especially the Tchaikovsky. He just starts stamping away, which is quite interesting. Anyway. But I also have to mention Ida Haendel, who was probably my first love as a violinist, because I used to listen to her with my dad, and my dad and his dad went to see Ida Haendel play at Birmingham Town Hall when my dad was quite young. I think they heard her play the Mendelssohn Concerto. Anyway, Ida Haendel with Simon Rattle again, another marriage made in heaven. Ida Haendel, she's got such mastery when she plays. She's got such a huge sound, such a rich tone, and I think it's more of a romantic version possibly than Nigel Kennedy's. But I love Nigel Kennedy's because he's just like a breath of fresh air, isn't he, with his spirit. And yeah, I can't choose. They're my three favourites.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a question about the world of classical music now. For many of you who watch this because you like the rock and pop stuff and stuff. We're so used to holding up something and say we've all got this album and it's a remastered version or it's a remixed version, and we're used to that. But it's essentially the same recording by the same people. So in the world of classical music, for instance, in this particular one, for those of you thinking, which one do I get? This is 3 interpretations of the original composer's score.
Exactly. Very good, Phil.
Thank you. So totally different, with different musicians, different conductors, different orchestras, different arrangement. It's not particularly a different arrangement, but it's a
just
different
the way the.
But it is technically different, isn't it? In the dynamics, perhaps.
Yeah, and speed, because the soloist will have their way of wanting to interpret it, and there again, the conductor wants to conduct it a particular way. They won't want certain passages to drag, or they might want them to slow down, and different instruments to be brought out at different times, the balance and all that. Oh, it's a minefield.
Aye. But I am going to go back to this really difficult question, because there are people out there who just want to experience this, and of course they might go off and stream. You can go off and stream all of these; they're all available. But
don't make me choose.
But which, if you this is your first experience, where would you send people? You can't. Where would you send them? Which one?
That's mean.
The Simon Rattle Kennedy one,
God,
or the Vernon Henley Kennedy one when he was a bit younger, or Ida Haendel with Simon Rattle.
Ida Haendel
even. That's a sister. Yeah, so,
she did have a sister.
Did she? Yeah,
it wasn't Ida.
This is where rumours start. Right.
Can I say, just do it in the order that I said? So that one, like an all-round crowd pleaser. This one, bit of Brummy swagger, a little bit more spirited, I feel, and then this beautiful romantic version once you've acquainted yourself with it. Is that fair?
It is. I feel that you kind of drew people across to the last one.
Really?
The way you said. I think that's what you did there.
Didn't mean to.
I think that's what happened. We'll see anyway. Let us know in the comments. That's what I think. Right.
Finally.
Third.
I know.
In third position.
So we're talking about beautiful melodies, and now we have, I think a lot of people are going to a lot of people in the audience know this anyway. And it's Vaughan Williams' Fantasia on a Theme by Thomas Tallis. Composed in 1910, so a year after the Elgar Violin Concerto.
This is gorgeous, isn't it? And quite a few people wrote this down in the comments on the people saying, "Are we going to cover this?" I think this is a doorway piece of music into the world of classical symphonies.
And look, Vernon Handley and the London Philharmonic Orchestra, which was also one of the previous recordings with Nigel Kennedy. What about that? This is just because it's in a box set, I have to say. So Vaughan Williams discovered this melody, which was originally written by the 16th century composer Thomas Tallis. He discovered it while he was editing the English Hymnal, which is a collection of hymn tunes. And he used the melody because Vaughan Williams was really into folk music and collecting that and using it in his own works. And there's a real modal sound in the harmony. So the Phrygian mode.
Is that what modal stuff as used in jazz?
Probably.
So
there's not just major and minor keys.
No.
There's depending on where you start, you have different intervals creating a different sound. Very technical.
Okay.
So Vaughan Williams used this beautiful melody to create variations on a theme, and it reminds me of, I don't know, just sitting in a beautiful church and just being carried away. Isn't it though?
Well, I said at the start,
it's amazing.
I found each of your choices this month to be really emotionally uplifting. And I understand what you said about the spiritual aspect of it, because it really just kind of stops you being distracted by other things.
Yes.
And I've talked about this in the Music and Mental Health series, about really dedicating yourself to listening to music rather than turning it into a background activity because you're pottering about or worse, you're on several screens at the same time.
Who does that, Phil?
I don't know. We would do that. But there is something about this kind of music that kind of pulls you out of that and makes you literally just sit there with your mug of tea or coffee and just completely immerse yourself in it. And it does kind of conjure up imageries of nature, landscapes, or or sitting in a church or something. It is an amazing feeling, and I think maybe because also the music is going beyond the 2.5 minute, 5 minute mark of what you might normally listen to. When you think, I'm going to listen to the next few tracks. This is you could just dive into it, and sometimes it's almost like a meditation for your ears and senses.
Oh, very good.
Do you think?
Yeah, and also it goes through different moods, doesn't it?
Yes,
it's not just one kind of mood. It really transcends time and space.
But it is. But that's why I think some people can find some classical music overwhelming.
Yeah.
Because it will take you through lots of different emotions, depending on what's going on around you.
Absolutely. Now, this music was first performed in Gloucester Cathedral. Can you imagine what that would have been like? Is it gorgeous?
Yeah, hearing it for the first time in that kind of
that setting.
Yeah.
And I actually was very fortunate to lead an orchestra and play the solo. That's. I know. It was at the Imperial College, London, with the St Paul's Symphonia conducted by my friend Vaughan. Yeah, that was a memory and a half.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you played the solo from this symphony.
The Thomas Tallis.
Thomas Tallis, yeah.
Fantasia. Oh dear. And it was very nerve-wracking.
I bet,
because it goes very high up.
Yeah.
And then it's all very quiet as well.
So when you played something like that,
yeah.
because obviously I'm saying as a listener, you're kind of going on an emotional roller coaster at the pace of the conductor setting the music for your senses to follow. From you as a performer doing this, how do you get yourself into the headspace of the music, and how many people have played this in the past, and what it feels? I mean, how do you? Because you've said about the story and what the composer was, what it was about. Did you just see it as a series of notes to conquer, or did you put yourself in a specific space mentally?
I think you just immediately get into the zone of it. It's like a journey. You just like get in the car and off you go. And then when it's over, you're like, phew, what a journey that was.
So there's no room for doubt, is there? You can't approach that. You can't be there standing on the stage thinking, I wonder if I can do this. You just know you can do it.
Well, I think we all have collywobbles. I think it's entirely normal. But I think hopefully the audience don't know that. That's my answer to that. I think all performers are like, oh, my goodness. But yeah, you know, you've just kind of like rehearsed it and practiced it so often that you hopefully go on autopilot.
Indeed. Indeed. Well, what fantastic choices.
Thank you.
Thank you. And everybody, let us know in the comments if there's specific composers, conductors, performers or crossover artists, anything that you would like us to bring into this series. And we'd love to, see what we can do to do that. That'd be fantastic. Yeah. But that was brilliant, Sue.
Oh, good. I hope everybody enjoys. There's a lot to listen to.
Yes. So, Vaughan.
Williams.
So I can say the word Williams. So I was being ultra cautious there. Only because I can't
Elgar Violin Concerto.
Yeah, I can say that, but Haendel and a sister.
What?
Haendel, see? I should have just said Ida.
Ida. Elgar Violin Concerto. Yeah. Nigel Kennedy, Simon Rattle, Vernon Handley, conductor, and of course Rachmaninov, Second Symphony, plus symphonic dances. Also very beautiful. There you are. That's a lot of homework for everyone.
That is a lot of homework, and you need to do it.
Yes,
we'll be,
report back. We need to know.
Yeah, you need to report back on this. It's very, very important.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you so much, everybody, for being here. Please subscribe and ring that little bell. Check out the website at nowspinning.co.uk. Remember, music is a healer and a doctor, and this is really the case with music like this. In fact, we're going to, in the future, be referencing some kind of books as well. This is called Symphonies for the Soul. Which is all about how classical music actually can heal specific ailments, and the other one we're both reading is Music as Medicine, because those of you who are in the WhatsApp group know that how many of us have talked about this and how powerful music is in really connecting ourselves to our lives and what's going on around us. And if you'd like some merch or t-shirts like this, you can get 15% off if you become a Patron or YouTube member. It's a bargain, isn't it?
Yeah, I'll wear my T-shirt next time.
Yes. That'll be on She Rocks, won't it?
Yes.
With Stevie Nicks. Not with Stevie Nicks, unless she wants to come along. So she's more than welcome, absolutely. But thank you very much, everybody. Again, take care, keep spinning those discs. And I will see you next time, and so will you.
Woo!
Thank you very much, everybody. Take care, and I'll see you on the next video.
Thank you. Bye.